Hello, people, and welcome once again to my channel. My name is Amadake Miawezo. So, the Face Ghana Now campaign has been going on for a while. Honestly, with the reply from government, I actually made up my mind not to talk about it. Um, when we are asking for a system to be fixed, because when you talk about the country, when we say Face Ghana Now, Ghana, it's a system. And then when you come back to tell us to fix ourselves, I find that to be really ignorant. Ignorant in the sense that when you're talking about a system, there are so many elements in the system. So when we say fix the country, basically the human resource, which is also an element which is part of the system, essentially need to be worked on too. So I don't see the sense, I don't see the brain in coming back to tell us to fix ourselves. In any case, if it was uh, as a result, if the country is the way it is as a result of human factors, then obviously we don't need to change governments. Then obviously we do not need to queue for an election for this country to be changed. So I found it rather insulting and rather ignorant on the part of the ruling class to come back to us with such a rebuttal. But anyway, it's Ghana and you don't expect anything fruitful from our political class. But this morning, or this afternoon, essentially, I'm talking about this because after listening to City FM, I have had people, or I have people that are close to me that have worked in the health sector and are still working in the health sector. I've been to our hospitals, Kolebu, I've been to 37. Those are hospitals that I do not like going to. Um, but those are actually hospitals that um, at the end of the day, a lot of us will end up in if you have something that is a little bit serious that needs to be seen by specialists, etc. But after listening to City FM this morning and listening to a mother cry out for her child after reading a post by a gentleman who saw how a husband was trying so hard to get um, a hospital bed for the wife, and only for the wife to die at the at the time that the bed was ready. Uh, it's heartbreaking. And listening to a doctor narrate issues about how we actually got charity, we got people to help us, give us free machines, free equipment that we need to facilitate work. And yes, still those machines were not brought into the country because simply our political class do not care about you and I, our life. And it makes me wonder that Ghanaians are actually defending these people that do not care about you and I. We actually sit back and then we defend them. And I wonder why. Why do you do that? Why do you defend the political class? A group of people that do not care about you, whether you die, whether you live, whether you've eaten, whether you've gotten a job, they do not care about you. Human sacrifice is on the rise because the youth cannot get a job, and then they think that the best way to make a good life, to get a good living, is to kill others. And then we say that you should fix the country, and then you tell us to fix ourselves. How dare you? How dare you? And you, the people that are going around supporting them and saying this thing back to us, how dare you? There was supposed to be a demonstration, and then the police filled their tanks with hot water, with guns, waiting to kill people's children, waiting to inflict pain on people's children because they are demanding their rights. And then you get up and then you defend those people. Have you ever been to Kolebu? The whole place is so scattered. I have had surgery, right? And I had to be dragged from, after the surgery, I had to be taken out to a ward. I was under anesthesia. It has not weaned off. The pain was there because there's just no waiting place, intensive care around the surgery. I was dragged from under trees all the way to a ward, right? And that was in another public hospital. But when you have surgery in Kolebu, the hospital that takes care of almost all of West Africa, you are dragged all the way all over the place for you to get an MRI, for you to get an X-ray, for you to get medication, etc. So on a daily basis, people are dying. On a daily basis, we are losing lives. On a daily basis. Every day on the motorway, there is an accident. Every blessed day. That road that was constructed by Nkrumah, when he was mocked, every day, it has not seen any form of renovation. None. Zero. So when your chances of survival at zero, when you are involved in an accident in this country, that roads are not good and we are calling for it to be fixed, when you are very sure that you go through our educational system without knowing the basic things that you need to know to survive out there, when you finish your education and you cannot get a job, and we are asking that fix the country, and you as a citizen, you are supporting these people against your own. The police, I am not surprised, because that is how they are trained. They are trained. You do before you ask why. In the military, you are not supposed to ask why. So why should we go and harm people? Why should we have loaded guns waiting to harm people that are demanding their rights? They cannot ask simple questions. It's do before you comment. The reasoning skill is just not there. So yeah, our health system is killing people on a daily basis. It's non-existent. Listening to a mother talk about how she lost her child after a successful surgery is heartbreaking. And listening to a doctor talk about our health system and how it is killing people and how the efforts of medical personnel are being frustrated on a daily basis because they do not have common equipment to work with. Sorry for us. It is scary. It is scary if you've never been to any of our public hospitals where all of us will end up one day. One day you will pass through that system. You've had politicians die. Our former president died. Just like that. Right? Because when there is an emergency, when you need emergency surgery, that is where you will know that there is nothing like politician in this country. And there is nothing like I'm a political class, or I'm a ruling class, or my uncle or auntie or whatever is a politician. That is where you will know when there is an emergency. So yes, we are saying fix the country now. And you can continue telling us that we should fix our attitude. But they always have something that we say, that the nanyigba jejoho afo enyana nanyigba hehojo afo nyana. If the ground is hot, it is the feet that realized it. And at a point in time, all of us will experience the deplorable health system that is in place. So yes, fix the country now. Fix the system now. Fix it now. Fix it now. I don't care whichever political party fix it. All I care about is it being fixed. And once the system is fixed, I am saying that the human resource is part of the system that we are asking for it to be fixed. So don't come back to us and tell us to fix ourselves. It's a non-starter. It is a non-starter. Right? So this Ghana needs to work. And it needs to work for the good of all of us. It needs to work for the good of all of us. You can continue to close your eyes and not see what is happening in this country. You can continue to do that. You can continue to do that. But the truth is, ne anyigba he hojo afọ anya. Anyway, ya do go emegbe. Bye.